Well, hello and welcome to our April garden tour. The sun is shining on us again. Well, sort of on and off, behind the clouds a bit and then back again. But it is so much greener in the garden. The swifts have arrived, the swallows have arrived, the cuckoo is in the forestry. So we're sure on the right path now towards the summer. So we are gardening here in southwest of Ireland, zone sort of 8B, 9A. And this spring so far has been really challenging. It has been incredibly windy, wet, and also quite cool. And again, I'm wearing a jumper. The weather is still coolish, but just a couple of days ago, we had an amazing run of a few days of extremely warm weather. Well, when I say extremely warm, I mean it was like 20 degrees, and obviously then inside the greenhouse was absolutely baking. But those few days of real proper heat were enough to just bring on a lot of the plants. So I'm really, really eager to show you what has changed, what hasn't, and then there's something new which I haven't properly shown you before, and it's because now over the next couple of months it's going to be the best show in that area, and then again in autumn. But yeah, let me run you through. We're in the cottage garden, and I would just love to tell you, just have a look at this amazing planting of all these cottage garden plants that I've been dreaming about. Well, not dreaming about, but I've been wishing to have in my garden. Just have a look how beautiful this planting is. But I cannot, because obviously I have not planted anything. I'm getting there as far as the plants go, because I've started to really gather them up now. I haven't physically purchased anything new. That's a lie. I bought a tiny buddleia or butterfly bush, a tiny one, but it was only €2. So I do want the purple butterfly bush in my garden. Sorry, going a little bit off topic, but no, I haven't actually done any proper new cottage garden plant shopping yet. I've just gathered up all the plants that I had so far, and I've sort of just have them in one spot now in the kitchen garden. I'll show you that later. And otherwise, I have been tidying this area though, so at least it's all been cut back and weeded. Now it probably would need another little weed, and definitely then mulching. It does need a good layer of the wood chip or wood bark mulch on it, just to keep the weeds back. And when I was doing the weeding as well, I could see that Dicentra and the Persicaria have really intermingled with each other, which is a lovely look. But quite a few nettles are popping up from through there as well. And I also remembered that Persicaria was actually going to be quite strong growing, or much taller as well than this particular variety of Dicentra. And I'm actually thinking that I probably will move that. I'm going to dig it up and I'm going to move it more towards the woodland planting, what I'm thinking, from nearer to the hedge. I think it's going to look lovely just around the front of the sort of the footpath, mixed with, let's say, the ferns and hostas. But yeah, at the moment what it is actually there's Crocosmia as well stuck in the middle of it. So there's Crocosmia, Dicentra, Persicaria and nettles. So all the four of them intertwined, and just to sort that out, I think I have to dig the clump up, but also take out the Dicentra as well and then get it into a new spot. The roses here, which is the David Austin Gabriel oak roses I have here, they are putting on really good growth, and they were also something I was a little bit worried about, because obviously I had purchased them as bare root plants originally. I had planted them here. I let them grow one season, and then I ended up digging them all up again and moving. So they don't seem to have suffered from it at all, luckily. And then I just want to show you that hellebore, that new variety of hellebore I got, because I'm really loving how it's gently fading away, and it's changing the tone of it. So I'm really becoming a big fan of that variety. So this name is, the variety is Moon Dance, and originally it started off way more acidic and bright green, but now it's just so softly, nearly camouflaging into soft green, and then this beautiful dusty pink. But with its colour, I think it's creating this beautiful transition. So it's blending in really well, but just adding that tiny bit of touch of a mauve, or this kind of a really soft pink. So, Moon Dance. In the rose garden, the roses themselves are doing really well. There is plenty of fresh growth on all of them, plus there are small flower buds forming on some of them, not all of them, I believe. Yes, so just a couple of the smaller David Austins don't have any rosebuds on them, but the rest are there. And then the peony top growth, or the shoots, are at least 2 foot tall now, so I really do need to get supports into them. For the last couple of years, because my support's broken, I just never went to replace them. So for the last couple of years, I've always cursed myself come June, because the peonies would be all over the place. They'd be flopping over with the wind, with the rain, especially with the big heavy flower heads. Yeah, the supports have to get in early enough before the leaves have sort of unfurled themselves, and I can see where the stem work is. So that's definitely a job for this weekend. But I'm stopping here just next to the trellis with the Climbing Rose New Dawn, because I wanted to show you a plant I have here, and the plant which I originally had 2 of, so they're about 10 years old now, and only once before I've seen the colour on the leaf, which was the actual reason why I even got those plants here. So this is a New Dawn variety, as I said, of a Climbing Rose, that's a pink colour. Now you will see there's a bit of a pink theme running through this whole, I'd say, garden tour today. And this is combined. So I've combined the New Dawn with a climbing plant, and that's a kiwi wine. And the feature that this particular kiwi wine has is that as the leaves are maturing, the tips of them become pink in colour, and they are stunning. It's such a beautiful, again, two-tone. It's not like a full variegated leaf, but it has a two-tone about some of the leaves, not always on all of the leaves. And yes, I've only seen it twice. So some of the winters were harsher for us, and the kiwi wine didn't like it, so it really suffered. And on one of them, I actually fully cut it back and said, okay, so if you don't like these conditions, this environment, look, you're no good to me, I'll cut you down altogether. And it did fully die out, the rootstock is gone. But the one on this side, so on my right, this is persistently coming back. So I'm absolutely delighted to see that I'm spotting some of these leaves with those beautiful soft pink tips. And that's not to say now that next year the same is going to happen, and maybe now it has settled here and it's happy here. We just don't know. But I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing at the moment, and I'm going to enjoy it. And if it doesn't bring me those beautiful flowers next summer, so be it. But yeah, at the moment they're here. Can we find more pink? Yes, we can. Apple blossoms. This is James Grieve apple, and it always bears beautiful fruit. And there's some tulip as well in pink popping up. So these are really, really stunning. And we have the blossoms opening on all of the 3 apple trees around us. So even the one that I've only moved in the end of February, early March, the Beauty of Bath small apple tree that I brought here into the kitchen garden, that is absolutely covered with beautiful, beautiful blossoms. And so is the Discovery. So this is opening a little bit later and it has more of a coral tones running through it, but absolutely stunning again, starting to open shortly. The herbaceous planter that's right behind you, but I'll show you there, is absolutely bursting with vibrant and beautiful tones of greens. Everything is so lush. It's so luscious. I think the spring, this time of the year, those planters really do look the nicest because the leaves are just the healthiest looking ones. You're coming to see me, bud. Also, the creeping phlox is starting to open its flowers. There's tiny bits of colour showing, and you guess it, it's pink. I do like to carry pink tones throughout the garden, and yes, it's nice to see them popping up. But the buxus ball right at the end of the stairs there is not doing that great, and I think it just has been suffering a little bit from being a territory marking post by the cats. So I'm not sure if I have to physically take it out from there altogether, because I know the cats will not stop unless I do something drastic in that area, and as it is, it's not looking the healthiest. They have been affected by blight before, but they've always come through again after good pruning, and then in spring they come back really well again. But I can see there's a good few bare patches now this time, so that's something to think about. Now, a lot of the big beds here in the kitchen garden have been planted up now. I still have plastic on the sort of pumpkin bed, what I refer to, so that's where all the corn and some of the summer squashes or courgettes or zucchinis will be going to. But the middle, obviously, as you see from the A-frame, beans and peas, they're planted there. And the bed closest to me is all filled with beetroot at the moment. And then we have the brassica bed, some new of purple cauliflower and turnips planted, and some more of the smaller spring cabbages. I have not added any new plants into the central raised beds here, but I have brought all my seedlings out from the greenhouse, and these beds are going to be filled with more brassica plants and lettuces. I don't know which brassicas yet, but maybe celeriac and swede, maybe celery in here. But then I have Brussels sprouts and kale still, so I have to find the positions where to put them. But the Nepeta has come on, because that's the border between the two areas, between the sort of the in-ground beds and then the raised beds here. It has come on leaps and bounds. Really beautiful, beautiful strong growth. And this Nepeta, the Six Signals giant, I definitely want to add it more maybe to the field side, because at the moment there is plenty of black plastic still on the field side. You'd see that from the drone shots, and it doesn't look pretty, but it's there to keep the grass from not growing in, and I'm trying to extend a little bit of growing space outwards onto the field. I want to create more like a pumpkin planting area, so kitchen garden area, but also I want to make like a permaculture style bed, and I think that could be my one area to use more of this particular Nepeta. It is just stunning. It's a beautiful strong plant as well, so highly recommend it. All of the potatoes are planted up as well. All those big buckets you see, these are main crop potatoes, and then the smaller ones are secondarily, so they'll be harvested either throughout now the summer or early autumn, and then the main crop for the winter season. And before I actually move on from here, this is the collection of the perennial flowers that I have for cottage garden. I've just grouped them all together in here, and obviously there's the allium bulbs as well. But Astrantia actually has flowers on them, and one pot of Verbena bonariensis was actually outside in the yard here, and even that has actually flower buds on it. So and verbascum, is it mullein? Yeah, a mullein as well. So it's great to see what they're going to look like once they're in flower. And the blueberries are flowering. There's actually a lot of flowers on the blue blueberries. I don't see anything on the pink ones yet, but yeah, nice tones of pink there as well. But before we go into the greenhouse, I want to show you the green roof, because now between, say, sort of, well, if the April would have been warmer, it would have shown its beautiful colours earlier, but otherwise the month of May then is going to be the most colourful season for the green roof, because of the sedums and the saxifrage that obviously is blossoming at the moment, but during the summer then, and as I said, early summer, so month of May, early June, you'd have blossoms as well from the sedums themselves. So it's beautiful. It has such a soothing surface at the moment, so soft, so textural. That's all I could say. It's sort of like a carpet, really calming, but then there are little pops of colour in it. Now the greenhouse is a good bit emptier than it was before, because obviously I've taken all the seedlings out, I've taken all the overwintering plants out of here. The cabbages I've harvested as well, so it's only the kale, well, one very small spring cabbage as well, is in the middle there. And yes, so this space here now will do with a good makeover. All the tomato seedlings, cucumber seedlings, and French beans, they're all doing well inside here at the moment. And obviously within a few weeks, I'd say 2 to 3 weeks even, I'd have them planted up inside here. So all the brassicas that are here at the moment will come out, and yeah, all the summer plants are going in. So excited. I cannot wait for our own tomatoes. Now obviously I have to wait until the end of summer for that, but still, just the thought of it, of having your own basil and yeah, tomatoes, cucumbers coming out of here is amazing, because otherwise, being so windy, this location could not grow them outside. So this concludes our April garden tour. If there are parts of the garden that you'd want me to, let's say, focus a little bit more on, let me know in the comments. Have a look at the garden tours playlist as well. And otherwise, thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, next month of May. Can't wait.